Heyo, Helix here, back with another Elder Scrolls story video. Just got my character up to 10 yesterday, so that I could start start the next part of the story. While I was at it, I ended up completing a couple of quests and ended up getting to 11. And I ended up going over to the Mournhold area so that I could respec my points, because I felt like I had been placing things wrong. So I could focus more on like a tankish type build. So ended up like redistributing points and crap. Basically, trying to make myself a little tankier, a little more effective. That's actually like the last thing I did yesterday, so I haven't even actually used my character since then. And I came straight over here pretty much once I had respec'd and saved over here. Well, stopped over here. So let's get this going. Enter the Heart Bridge. I always feel a little naked though when I don't have a full bar of skills. Like, it makes me feel like I did something wrong or whatever. But at the moment we have, like, for our skills, hardened armor from the Earthen Heart tree. Hardened armor is actually the morphed spiked armor. Now it'll increase. Well, yeah, like it increases my resistance. So I figured that would be a good idea, so I could be a little more tanky. Defensive posture, which is from the sword and shield skills, because it also increases like armor and stuff. So I figured, and also like increases how much I can block and reduces the cost. I figured that's kind of like a given for a tank type character. Kept the well, I don't remember if I actually had puncture when I did the last video, but the puncture is one of those taunt skills, but it lowers the physical defense of what I puncture, and I morphed it so that it is ransack, so that it will also increase my physical resistance. The other morph would have made it so that I would have also lowered their magic, well, spell defense, which probably would have been better, but I was thinking along the lines of trying to make myself more tanky in the process. And then an ultimate magma armor is another like armor ability basically, but at the moment I think the best way for me to use it would be to save it for if like I get low on health. That way I can cap the damage that I'm going to take, so I don't have to worry about dying before I can like pop a potion or something. What I want to do is get my Dragonic Power Tree to 20, so that I can get Dragon Blood. Because my brother actually has a tank, and according to him, Dragon Blood is really useful because, you know, as you can see from that, it recovers 30% of your health when you use it, and plus it gives you fortitude, which apparently increases health recovery. So that's really nifty. Trying to remember, I think the other skill I wanted to get was one of these two, because they seemed like they would be useful. But let's get this underway. Are you gonna talk to me while I'm going through this? Thankfully, with this part of the story, there actually is some combat involved. before I talk to you, check this real quick. Oh, actually, go ahead and grab that since I have the motif for that on my little Templar. I think there was a backpack somewhere over here. Yeah. You have... Yeah. I think another thing I've decided is what I'm going to do is, oh boy! I always use my motifs, any motifs I find on my Templar, because I have them set as my cloth and rawhide, light and medium armor maker. But one of the things I was thinking about is if I ended up with spare motifs or a motif that I wanted to use for the heck of it, I'll use it on this character since they're doing blacksmithing, so that way I can get some alternate style armor, so that way it's not always this, since the armor doesn't look any different when you make with the blacksmithing thing, unfortunately. Alright.
It is good to see you again, and I do see you in my own way. You're a wound in time, a tear in reality that shouldn't exist and cannot long endure.
I feel like I just got insulted. Why do you speak in riddles, old man? I mean, prophet.
Fate speaks in riddles. Your fate was written in the scrolls long ago. It is entwined with the fate of the 5 companions. I have finally located Lyris Titanborn in Cold Harbor.
Took you long enough. Is she safe?
She works a terrible forge under the lash of the great deceiver, Molag Bal. Her soul is in great danger. You must go to her. I can manifest a gate to that dark realm, but you must go quickly.
Open the gate. I'm going to the rescue.
Tread carefully in Molag Bal's realm. You are important. The scrolls have so named you.
What happened to Lyris after we escaped? Do I really have time for this? If we're supposed to be in a hurry, why am I asking about the history shit now?
After Lyris took my place in the Wailing Prison so that we might escape, the Daedra moved her to the Foundry of Woe. It is a place of torment and despair. She toils endlessly making weapons for the enemy.
It's like, we need to go save her. Time's of the essence. Okay, let's do this. But first, how are you? How do you know this?
The god of schemes invaded my mind many times during my imprisonment. It was a tortuous experience, but by forcing his way into my mind, he inadvertently opened his own thoughts to me, and thus created a chink in his own armor.
You just keep telling yourself that. What do you mean?
We are connected, he and I. With concentration, I can see through his eyes. He feels my presence, and it fills him with rage. When you enter the Foundry to recover Lyris, I can keep his attention focused on me. He will be blind to you for a time.
You know, I've seen people use that kind of thing with stories before, or like seeing through the enemy's eyes, vice versa. It never ends well, because it's usually a trap. Isn't that dangerous?
It will be a far greater danger for you to enter Cold Harbor without this distraction. It is Molag Bal's realm, and his power there is great. I will endeavor to distract him in this manner whenever you travel there.
Goodbye. Into the bright, shiny light. I already almost hit 10 minutes. Right over there. Lockpick throw is good. can read that. That's really blurry. Okay, where are you? You are right there. Seems good. But then again, those things aren't very strong, so. Whatever, it sells for 12. Might as well grab it for the money. Alright. It's that guy over there. Go and talk to this chick.
You're alive. Are you really here, or is this another trick?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just on some drug trip. That prophet guy did seem kind of like he knows about herbs. It's me, the prophet sent. How would she know it's me? She doesn't know me. It's me. The prophet sent me to find you.
Then he's still alive. Thank the gods. But you can't stay. You have to leave before they find you here.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just leave you here then. Bye-bye. I'm not leaving without
You don't understand. They've done something to me. I can't leave.
Did they touch your no-no spot? Because, you know, that's not okay. What do you mean?
It's hard to describe. My memories, my feelings, they've been fragmented, ripped apart. And all the fragmented pieces have been locked away in different parts of the foundry.
Then we'll retrieve them.
I've tried. The Daedra took everything. My willpower, my courage, my sense of self. I'm an empty shell. And the fragments are reflections of my worst fears and most painful memories. I can't. I don't think I can face them.
If you were really an empty shell, then you'd be like these other husks. We'll face them together. Come on.
I'll do my best. Lead on.
Well, you know, for someone with no willpower or courage or any of that stuff, you sure were easy to convince to come along. Bam. Nope. Mostly junk. Onward to victory!
These lost souls are barely aware of our humanity. Guards to
Oops. Dang, forgot to block. And bam. Easy enough. Okay. Alright, okay.
This can't be. It looks like my childhood home in Skyrim. My parents' graves. My mother died in childbirth. My father was distant. Cold. I think he blamed me for my mother's death. I ran off to become a mercenary when I was 16. I never saw my father again. He was murdered by an old enemy.
Well,
Father? Papa? Is that you?
Bleed, you bastard! Die like the monster you are!
Well, that's just rude. Asshole. Shut up.
Your mind and soul are already ours! Abandon your pathetic
Oh, you tripped.
Who are you? Why does Lyris walk with you?
I don't know, she's just crazy. I'm here to help Lyris. Who are you?
In life, I was Gjaldr, father to Lyris. My spirit was torn from its rest and brought to this foul place. The Daedra forced me to experience my own murder again and again. I thought my torment would never end.
Well, that sucks. They're using you to keep Lyris shackled to Cold Harbor?
I don't understand.
Oh wait, that wasn't a question.
Lyris was always a free spirit. Why would my presence bind her here?
Bitch be crazy. She blames herself for your death.
Lyris, is this true, child?
You were always so cold. So distant. My mother died giving me life. It was my fault. I should never have been born.
Lyris, look at me. The blood of giants flows through my veins. Your mother was a Nord. I gave her my seed without thought for her safety. That's why she died. Not because of you, child. Because of me.
I thought you blamed me.